A diamond is just a little piece of coal that has handled stress exceptionally well. There is no way to sugarcoat it. 2024 is not going to be a walk in the park. Pick whatever information you want, predictions of astrologers, predictions of political, financial advisors. A lot is going on, and a lot will continue going on. The way I see it, I feel it to my core, is that we are in a massive, massive consciousness awakening. I increasingly see people waking up to what is really, truly important. What is truly important for you? What is the truth? What are those secrets that we have been trying not to see and not to talk about? This is what is coming out, but hey, it is exactly like a birth, a contradiction of two forces. When a baby is born, the fetus dies. At this very moment, there are many forces colliding. But you can see it as the great metaphor of Mars and Saturn. Mars is a warrior. It's about moving forward, action, impatience. Saturn is about death, patience, seriousness, profound secrets. So these two forces are colliding, and an interpretation will be trouble, problems, war. But could we see a different interpretation, particularly thinking that a prediction says nothing about the future? It says everything about the person who does the prediction. And the best way to predict the future is to create it. So how can we create in this environment when we open the newspaper? There is all this drama. Of course, we can get into the drama and be part of it. There is always two parts. You choose one, and then you are part of the war. You can also put your head in the sand and say nothing is happening here. And, it's called a spiritual bypassing. Just absolutely ignore it. Ignore it completely. Or you can become a diamond. You can use the discipline of Mars. Mars is like a warrior. The discipline of waking up early, the discipline of taking action, of doing the work. What is the work? The work that you choose to do, that you are doing already. Saturn is about letting go. What is what needs to die? And being very ruthless about what needs to die. The way I see it, as in my case, as a mom, is really cleaning and letting go of things. For you and for me, so many people have died in the past years. I am letting go of so many memories, old photos, old clothes, old paintings, particularly, these old photos, old love letters, old gifts, letting go of what really actually needs to die. And what needs to be alive, talking about death and the departed. The memory is incorporated into our actions, but the objects, maybe it's time to let them go. So how are you going to become this diamond? Is by combining these two forces, by being courageous like the warrior and patient like the wise Saturn. Discipline, constance, present of being the wise warrior. Imagine yourself like Bruce Lee. Imagine yourself like a person doing martial arts. If you want, even taking on martial arts, is being in the middle. We the Aztecs call it Nepantla, the middle path, being absolutely present. Don't run. Let me tell you, Aztec story, Mexican story. In Mexico, in Mexico City, we have two volcanoes. And the story is that of course, they were people before. She was a beautiful princess. He was a warrior, but he couldn't marry her because he was just a poor guy. So his father said, go and prove yourself and go and fight this other tribe. He took his time because it was a very difficult task. And she just was desperate waiting for him. And in the desperation, she collapsed and fell asleep. And this falling asleep made her a mountain, a volcano. When he came back, when he came back, he saw her sleeping, but it could be dead, sleeping. I really love the metaphor. So the feminine is sleeping. And he says, I'm going to take care of you forever. And he became another volcano. And we call him Popocatépetl, that is the smoking mountain. So he is smoking all the time. He's awake all the time. They together are what create diamonds. The presence, the alive presence of the feminine and the alive presence of the masculine. The divine feminine and masculine together. And recently, in the past century, he has been alive all the time. But recently there was a lot of smoke, and some foreigners who don't understand spiritual matters, they told the people, because of course there is a town between the two volcanoes, they told the people, run away, get out of here. The volcano is going to explode and you will die. And the people living there, no, we're not going anywhere because we are here in between the volcanoes in sacred ground. Wow. This is a way to become a diamond. You're not going to run away. You're not going to be a coward. You're not going to be selfish this year. You are willing to make sacred your life for what is important for your family. And that doesn't mean that you are going to pick up fights, but you are not going to run away and shrink into irresponsibility and vanity. You are going to expand in discipline and presence for the well-being of humanity. What will this mean for you? Get into the practice of, is this a condition that I feared? What do I do every single morning? I fast. Will we have nothing to eat? I'm trained. I have months or years of fasting. What do we do every day? We don't switch on the heating. We have extra sweaters. If you play with being in the condition that you feared, you will not have anything to fear. You will be able to show up like the most serene spiritual presence to hold people as we will have other losses, emotional, spiritual, financial. Be that diamond, become that diamond. Learn to manage that pressure that is transforming you from coal to diamond. Train, start getting into cold water, start with lifting weights, train yourself in discipline. Combine the wisdom of the wise ancestors with the courage of courageous, I cannot think of the other word, of the courage of the wise warrior. Combine them both. And this is going to, what is going to make us make a 2024 a diamond year, a year of a spiritual awakening by training ourselves to stop fearing conditions of future disasters. Train yourself, do it, become that diamond. Sending much more love to you for this new year.